Hi, I am an engineer and I work with one of the top IT companies in the world. My training has taught me to think in binary logic, in measurable outcomes, in cause and effect. But at the same time, I grew up with religious books at home: the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramcharitmanas, Mahabharata, and many more. My family talked about karma with the same certainty as they talked about anything else. I have also been always drawn towards spirituality. So, for a long time, these two aspects of my life existed side by side, not in conflict, just separate. But over time, something kept coming back to me. What if I didn't have to keep them separate? What if this separation wasn't something real? Rather, I had just accepted it without even questioning. Many of us live with this. You study science, you understand physics, chemistry, mathematics. You have been trained to trust what can be measured. But you also grew with traditions that talk about things that science doesn't really explain. The idea that there is more to reality than what you just perceive. So, what happens? Some people choose science and believe that everything else can be dismissed as superstitions. Others choose traditions and believe that science is just limited. But many of us, we just stay in this tension, being pulled one way, then the other, but never really quite comfortable anywhere. What if both the perspectives are looking at the same reality? What if they are pointing towards the same direction, just using different languages? What if this separation is what we should be questioning? This question stayed with me for years. Then I read this book, Autobiography of a Yogi. What caught my attention wasn't the spiritual teachings. I had heard those growing up. What really interested me was how Yogananda talked about yogis performing what looked like miracles, like being at two different places at the same time, materializing objects out of thin air, or reading someone's mind, knowing someone's thoughts. But what really fascinated me was that he didn't call it magic. He suggested that these phenomena might actually follow the nature of law. The nature of matter and energy, concepts like relativity. Ancient yogis seem to understand these fundamental principles that maybe, just maybe, scientists are yet to discover. This got me thinking, what if our Vedas, our Upanishads, contain insights about reality that align with the laws of physics? Not because some ancient yogis had these kind of laboratories, but maybe because these people actually knew how to experience reality in a different way. Through consciousness, through meditation, through spirituality. So I started this channel, Beyond Maya Decoded. Maya, the Sanskrit for illusion. The illusion that makes unity appear as separation. Let me be very clear what this channel is and what it is not. I'll start with what I am not. I am not a physicist. I am not going to talk about quantum mechanics or theories I don't fully understand. I am not a guru. I am not here to give you all the answers, or I am not here to teach you spirituality. Here is what I am. I am an engineer who has a basic level of engineering level physics understanding. I am someone who is curious to know that these two worlds of spirituality and science might meet at some point. And I am someone who is going to ask honest questions. This channel is about exploring, not stating. I am about to ask honest questions, and I will admit when I don't know the answers. So, what will we explore together? Together, we will explore the fundamental of physics. E is equal to mc square, the concept of energy and matter, the concept of time and how we experience it, maybe sounds and vibrations. And we'll also see how Vedic wisdom might align with these concepts. Not to prove anything, but to see that whether these two different languages might be different aspects of the same reality. We will look at Yogananda's teachings. We will try to see what can be measured, and we'll also try to see what lies beyond. I will be honest about what I know, and I'll also be honest about what I don't know. This channel is for you if you love science, but at the same time you also feel that there is something beyond it. If you honor your traditions, but you also want to understand them. You are not looking for someone who has all the answers, but you are looking for someone who is honest about exploring all the questions. If that sounds like you, then you are in the right place. I don't know where this exploration will lead. Maybe we will find some very fascinating connections. Maybe we will also discover that the questions themselves are more valuable than the answers. I don't know. What I do know is that if there is a separation between science and spirituality, that's the real Maya. That's the real illusion. Let's decode it together. Subscribe if you want to be on this journey with me. More videos will be coming up soon. I'm glad you are here.